Terrible! How could I possibly stand to be apart from you, the Ice King?
As we grow older and rewatch the cartoons we loved as kids, the more we can pick up on subtle adult nuances or themes that the show's writers weaved in. Many of us probably have rewatched SpongeBob and noticed adult jokes that once flew over our heads.
Gary! I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Or maybe some of us completely missed the history behind Avatar: The Last Airbender. While all of our favorite childhood cartoons are clever in their own way, there is one particular cartoon that has mastered the balance between childlike silliness and deeper meaning, to the point where its intended audience of kids is often outweighed by adult viewers. Yes, we are talking about Adventure Time. There's something about this story of a boy who is descendant of butterflies, Finn, and a talking dog, Jake, that appeals to viewers of all ages. You can look at Adventure Time from two angles. The first accepts the show's bizarre characters and storylines as immature entertainment. Or you can look below the layers of candy and fart jokes and see that there lies a tragic story. The setting of the show, Land of Ooh, is a post-war civilization. Thousands of years ago, the Mushroom Wars took place, causing a sort of apocalypse.
'Cause just outside is darkness and death, disease, monsters, and problems.
The Land of Ooh is still in some ways recovering from the war. It is mainly recovering from the monsters the Mushroom Wars created. The most notorious monster to arise from the Mushroom Wars is the Ice King. But many viewers have argued that the Ice King is not a monster. He's just misunderstood. He is an extremely complex character who is constantly changing. Some might label his back-and-forth behavior as crazy. But the Ice King is actually suffering from mental illness. Today, we will take a deeper look into the Ice King's psychology and diagnose him with dissociative identity disorder. Dissociative identity disorder, or DID, is what many know as multiple personality disorder. This is the disorder that was displayed by James McAvoy in M. Night Shyamalan's hit movie Split. People with DID have two or more personalities they identify with. There's the host personality, which is the person's true identity. Then there's the alternate personalities, which are created identities, separate from the host personality. Studies have shown that a person's alters can differ from their host anywhere from having a different name to even having their own distinctive handwriting. Most psychologists identify dissociative identity disorder as a coping mechanism. It is the psyche's way of protecting itself from a situation or experience that is too traumatic for it to deal with. One common cause of DID is post-traumatic stress disorder. Dissociating from one's true identity is a way for the mind to escape dealing with traumatic memories. We believe that the Ice King has experienced severe PTSD that has caused him to suffer from a textbook case of dissociative identity disorder. Let's start by taking a look at the background of the Ice King's character. His true identity is Simon Petrikov.
Hello, my name is Simon Petrikov. I am recording this tape so that people will know my story.
Simon was once a professor of archaeology who was studying to be an antiquarian, a specialist in ancient artifacts. He had a fiancée, Betty, who he adored. He also became a father figure to a young girl, Marceline.
Marcy, look! I found chicken soup! You're gonna feel awesome in a moment.
I'm just glad you're okay. I love you, Simon.
I love you.
But everything changed for him once he discovered a jeweled crown with seductive powers. The crown turned him into a deranged, dangerous man, and was the ultimate cause of him losing Betty and Marceline, the two people who meant the most to him in his life. He became like Gollum, who obsessed over the power of his precious ring. The more he wore the crown, the more evil Simon Petrikov became, and he eventually turned into the Ice King.
My mind is changing, but I'm already too far gone to know what to do. If I do things that hurt anyone, please Please forgive me.
The deeper he sinks into his altered personality as Ice King, the less he can remember about his host personality, Simon Petrikov. He gets to the point where he can't recall Betty, Marceline, or even the fact that he once fought in the Mushroom Wars, which was a devastating nuclear war.
You'll find something waiting right there where you left it, lying upside down when you finally find it.
Prolonged amnesia is a key symptom of dissociative identity disorder. His amnesia gets progressively worse, which is also a key trait of DID. But there's more to his extreme memory loss than just a symptom, as he could feel himself delving deeper and deeper into his identity as the Ice King. He knew that he was going to cause destruction and potentially harm the ones he loved most.
Ouch!
You see, I have to go now. Goodbye, Marcy.
Wait, no! Wait! Ugh. Simon! Simon!
His predictions were right. As we mentioned earlier, his fixation with the crown and with his powers as Ice King lead him to losing Betty and Marceline because he became too much of a threat to their safety. We also mentioned earlier that dissociative identity disorder is often associated with post-traumatic stress disorder. Fully taking on his identity as Ice King allows him to dissociate from what he once did. Even though he has developed supernatural powers, Ice King's mind is still not capable of dealing with the fact that he was once a kind, innocent man. Moreover, he can't handle the idea that all the destruction and loss he sees around him is actually a product of his own doing.
Bless Gunter and my beard, and give me a princess soon, too. I deserve it, Blamen. Okay.
At one point in the show, Ice King snaps into his host personality, Simon Petrikov.
Do you remember anything from when you were the Ice King?
Nothing specific, just dreamlike impressions.
The ability to go fully in and out of personalities, identities, is a sign of severe dissociative identity disorder. Another symptom of severe DID is delusions. One recurring delusion we see in Ice King is obsession with Princess Bubblegum. His obsession turns delusional though as he becomes more and more convinced that Princess Bubblegum is his princess.
And now that I've saved the princess, she'll marry me and live in my dungeon every day.
No, she won't.
Yeah, no, I won't.
She makes it crystal clear that she has zero interest in him, and he basically becomes her stalker. Ice King's insistence that Princess Bubblegum is his princess is probably rooted in his background. He often referred to Betty, his once fiancée, as his princess.
Where's my Betty? Where's my princess? Princess! Princess!
But as we know, Ice King experienced a tragic loss when Betty left him. His attitude towards Princess Bubblegum is a projection of Betty. Deep under the layers of Ice King's alter personality, there is still a shred of a memory from Simon Petrikov. Projection of buried memories is recognized as a symptom of DID. Delusions can also take the form of visual or auditory hallucinations. Wearing the crown also causes the Ice King to hallucinate. He sees vivid visions that he cannot explain or understand at times.
Since then, I now see the visions always, whether or not I wear the crown. They tell me the secrets of the ice and snow.
He basically has what looks like random outbursts of acid trips. He credits these hallucinations with giving him the ability to harness the powers of snow and ice.
I'm the king of cool. That's it! Rise, monsters of snow, and go! Beat up Finn and Jake!
Even though the Ice King does actually possess superhuman powers, the belief that one has godlike abilities is also a symptom of dissociative identity disorder. Many people with DID also exhibit symptoms of depression. They usually experience extreme loneliness. This is most likely due to the fact that they are very often misunderstood, and Ice King is one of the most misunderstood characters on TV. Yes, he can be crazy and seemingly evil at times, but at the root of his issues lies a confused man who is just looking for companionship.
Oh, man. I'm back home. Hello, ladies.
Back. Oh my god, he's back. Oh my god.
People with DID often seek companionship in maladaptive ways. This is most likely the underlying reason behind his constant attempts to kidnap Princess Bubblegum and his plans to foil Finn and Jake's adventures. But people with DID have a hard time understanding other people's reactions to their maladaptive behaviors.
Why do people not like me? I try so hard to be a good husband for girls. What's wrong with me?
All of this often leads to another common symptom of depression: isolation. The Ice King rarely leaves his ice cave and often relies solely on the company of his penguin minions.
You're really peeving me off, Gunther. Go stand in the corner. I said stand in the corner.
But can you really blame him? The first 2 seasons of Adventure Time depict Ice King as the main antagonist, using his powers to seek vengeance.
You're a sociopath.
He constantly gets in the way of Finn and Jake's adventures, and they have to devote much of their time to preventing him from kidnapping Princess Bubblegum.
No more stealing princesses!
Yeah, wait. No more stealing princesses? Wow. What? I didn't realize I'd have to give up stealing the ladies.
This side of Ice King is what is known as a demonic alter personality. As we mentioned earlier, people with dissociative identity disorder have a host personality and an alter personality. Psychologists have been able to identify specific categories of alter personalities that are common amongst people suffering from DID. This demonic alter that Ice King displays early on in the show is one of the identified categories. Demonic alters embody the personality of the villain. They often rain chaos over a person's other alters. And some people's alter personalities can even express fear of the demonic alter.
Dennis and the lady talk about it. They talk about how he wants a boy this time. They're going to give him you.
No, Miss Patricia, she said she's not mad at me anymore.
Another type of alter personality that psychologists have identified is the child alter. People with a child alter regress into immature states. When they take on the personality, they may no longer know how to do basic math or read. They mainly show childlike emotional responses or social behaviors.
What? Now it's closed. Now it's open. Now it's closed. Now it's open.
After season 2, we see Ice King take on this childish identity. He strays away from the role of the villain into a naive, benevolent side character. He follows Finn and Jake around like a little brother.
Yeah, Finn, this is so funny. A kitty with big teeth? Come on.
Yeah, I didn't draw that, but cool.
Even though he is technically thousands of years old, he acts like a 7-year-old at times.
All right, let's go party, Ice King.
Ice King seems to switch into his child alter as a means to avoid dealing with the issues he caused in the first 2 seasons of the show. That's the rhyme to dissociative identity disorder's reason, though: escapism. The legitimacy of dissociative identity disorder has been a hot topic debate among psychologists. Some believe that it is a valid, diagnosable disorder, while others believe that it's a made-up phenomenon that's being pushed by radical psychology and the media. There's a constant push and pull between what science can directly prove versus what we believe we can see. But that's the beauty of Adventure Time. It depicts a world where mutant unicorns can cause as much conflict as very real issues like nuclear warfare. It's a story where the audience can decide whether the Ice King is actually suffering from a psychological disorder, or if he's just a wacky side character. Whatever lens you decide to view Adventure Time and its characters through, you can find something that will make you laugh like you used to laugh when you were a child. And that is the mark of a truly great cartoon. Take a look at this other recent clip by Director's Choice, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified with our latest videos.